Today is my 29th birthday, and I've now made over $1 million in revenue. And these are the 5 things that I learned that helped me make $1 million in revenue by the time I was 29. So let's start off with this. First thing first is confidence. Now, the reason why confidence is really important is because I tell people that it's not about making money. Making money becomes very easy when you have the right systems, the right people, the right information. But who you have to become is so much more important, because if you don't have the confidence to believe that you can make $1 million, it's worse than a person who just tried and failed. Because if you can't believe that you can achieve that goal and you can reach it, it's very impossible. And I'm gonna give you an example. There is this character in Marvel. The character's name is Gladiator. And Gladiator was created to basically be a version of Superman. The thing about Gladiator is he is super strong, super powerful. He is fast. He is literally the embodiment of Superman and then some. But Gladiator's power is literally built on one thing. And Gladiator's power is built off of confidence. The more confidence he has, the stronger he is. The more belief he has that he is able to take on an enemy and defeat him, the stronger he becomes. So the more his confidence rises, the stronger he becomes. But that's also a double-edged sword, because the moment his confidence starts to falter and he starts to doubt himself and he starts to lack belief in his strength and his ability to win this fight, all of a sudden his powers start to dwindle down. So just like Gladiator, the more confident you are, the better. You have to be confident enough to the point where you're delusional when you talk about your dreams. Guys, I'm 29 years old. I'm a black man from Haiti, from a third world country. I came to America when I was 5 years old with my mom. And the thing is, I just had the belief and confidence that there was so much more in life and that it's available, so why can't I have it? So that was one of the lessons. Lesson number 2, investing into your knowledge, investing into the right coaches, the right mentors. That was such a key moment for me in my life. I remember April 2025, last year, I had invested into the most expensive mentor that I've ever had in my life. Before 2025 and 2024, I'd never had a mentor in my life. YouTube University was my coach, honestly. YouTube University, as good as YouTube was when it came to helping me make 10,000 or 6 figures in a year, it just had so much limitations. YouTube is so unorganized, it's all over the place. And the thing about the information is it's good, but it's like, man, you gotta look through this YouTuber, that YouTuber, this YouTuber, this YouTuber, and then try to piece everything together. When I invested into a mentor, it's like I bought a GPS. And the mentor had already been where I wanted to be. He was already making 7 figures. He already had case studies, testimonials. And so for me, it's like I bought a GPS to get to where I want to get to. My belief in mentorship is that when you pay for it, it's like you're literally paying to avoid the most common mistakes that people make so you can get to making more money faster. And so for me, investing into knowledge and learning was one of the best things that I've ever invested in. And the thing is, you have to be willing and consistent enough that learning until the L falls off and you start earning, it's just a part of the process. So the more skills, the more information you know, it's better for you in the long term. And all that information that I was able to pull from when I was a child to the time that I was just in my teenage years to my 20s, it just allowed me to be able to really position myself in the marketplace a lot better. Now, before I continue with the list, I'm gonna give you kind of like a bonus one that relates with that. It's really having high income skills. I understand that you can go to school. If you wanna be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, a judge or something like that, a physician, whatever it may be, yeah, you have to go to school. But there are a lot of 5-figure and 6-figure skills that exist, such as like copy editors, copywriters. Last year, I was paying a copy editor $2,500 a month. That is a $30,000 salary, and a copywriter was spending maybe 1 to 3 hours of work, maybe a week, on really just the copy we needed for websites, funnels, landing pages. So imagine I'm paying them $2,500 and that person had other clients. So imagine if you had 10 clients, you're spending maybe 1 to 3 hours a week on each of these clients. So you're spending anywhere from 10 to 30 hours a week. Not to mention with AI, you could probably reduce your involvement and increase your output. But imagine you're getting paid $2,500 a month from 10 different clients. You're making $300,000 a year, $25,000 a month, and that's a skill you do not have to go to college to actually learn. So that's just a bonus right there. So number 3, for me, a big factor was environment and the right people around me. And I want to give you guys an example. A flea can jump 36 inches off the ground. If you put a flea on the floor right now, it can jump 3 feet off the ground. But if you take that same flea and you put it inside of a water bottle, that flea will jump from the bottom of the bottle to the top of the bottle, hit its head on the cap, one time, and what do you think the flea's gonna do next time it jumps? It's a flea, it has to jump. It's in its core innately. So that flea's gonna jump again, but the next time it jumps, it's gonna jump just enough that it hits. It doesn't hit the top of the cap. So now all of a sudden, a flea that can jump 36 inches off the ground is now only jumping maybe 6 to 8 inches inside of a bottle. All of that potential outside of the bottle exists, but because it's in the wrong environment, it's only capped to that environment. A lot of you guys have to understand, like I did, I had to shift my environment. I had to get around people that I wanted to learn from, people that I actually would be willing to switch bank accounts with, instead of being around people that are always complaining, that are stagnant, that don't want to change their life. They don't want to change their perspective. All they wanted to do was work their 9 to 5, get their paychecks, go to the bar, talk about LeBron James's stats or how the Knicks are up against the Spurs, where there are people that they talk about different books that they're reading, different mindsets, the money that they've lost and the opportunities that they were able to take action on. And the thing about it is, you have to remember that your environment is a very big indicator of your capacity. How much more room can you actually go? Remember, everyone says your network is your net worth. I'll tell you that your network is the ceiling to your capacity, the ceiling to how much more can you really do. So that's the third one. Number 4 is it's really having the right people around you. One of the things that I learned was it's not what you want to do or how you want to do it, it's who. What I realized is that if you have the right people, and when I say the right people, this is something that I got from in my journey to $1 million, is putting aces in places. And what matters is that you have the right people on your team, the smart people, the best thinkers. This was so crucial for me. Here is lesson number 5. From what I learned on my journey to $1 million by the age of 29. And that was accessing other people's money, OPM. OPM really helped me a lot because ever since I was a kid, I started working in helping people fix their credit and really structure their profile to be able to qualify for mortgages, car loans, funding for their businesses. And so I took my own lessons. Since I was a kid, it's been 13 years that I've been able to help people and really do the same thing for myself. With using other people's money is, you gotta understand, the average American makes literally what, $50,000 a year? That's the average household income. And so for most people to go and save yourself to $1 million was damn near impossible. I don't know many people who have saved $1 million, right? And so for me, what I learned is that there are banks such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, so many different banks and opportunities that these banks provide, that if you have the right credit profile, even if your business is as old as literally 30 days or less, you can still access up to $250,000 in funding. For me, on my journey here, I've been using other people's money since I was 18 years old. I remember my first business credit card, I got it before the age of 19 from Capital One. Do I recommend Capital One to you? No. But I did get my first business credit card from Capital One, and I've been using other people's money to buy Jordan sneakers and resell them when I was back working at Best Buy 12 years ago now. But the point is, I've always been using other people's money with the goal of getting to 7 figures. When it was time for me to run paid ads, when it was time for me to hire and pay my team, when it was time to go and invest into mentorship, coaching, all that stuff, I was able to use 0% credit cards, being able to use even personal loans from my personal credit and my business to be able to invest in the things that I believed. You don't need that much capital to be able to get to $1 million, but having at least 25K to 75K in personal credit or even in business credit is crucial to being able to take action now. Remember, in business, speed is a very, very important part of getting to it. You have to outpace your competitors. You have to outpace other people that might not be your direct competitors, but maybe you guys are in the same niche in a way, but you have to be able to be fast to market with products, inventory. And by having more capital, it allows you to do this. So having more money to be able to invest into my business, the ads, the teams, just everything I needed was such a key thing for me. And if you're a person that you don't know what banks to go to, you don't know what your credit needs to look like, there's a completely free community down below that you can click and join, where we give you all the tools and resources that you need to be able to learn how to actually structure the roadmap that you're on to get to 7 figures, how to actually use and leverage other people's money, and you can be able to go and implement a lot of the different prompts and tools that we've used into your own AI bots to make it more personalized to you and your business. I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.